What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat. What's up? True Heel Heat. All hands is on me.
Rob Van Dam, listen to True Hill Heat. Pow.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube and Facebook for Rated Raw Review, episode 86, Sky is Falling, reviewing last night's September 22nd, 2025 edition of WWE Raw on Netflix as only we can. And to do that, of course, I am not riding solo, thankfully. That was a one-time thing. I am with my esteemed colleague, my usual co-host, over on the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. He is I don't see him on screen here, so I will delay and make his introduction a little bit longer. He is the sneaker collector. He is the candle maker. He is the resident true heel alcoholic. He is an amazing announcer and podcaster and co-host of the show. He is the one and only Top Guy JJ, hopefully, I think. I mean, we changed his life, so we're doing something right. We're off to a roaring start here. But yes, I am here with Top Guy JJ. We are here for Rated Raw Review. Appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back in the simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on the video. That helps us out so much. We appreciate y'all for joining us for Rated Raw Review every single week here on Tuesdays in the afternoon. And of course, appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. If you're listening to us on Spotify or anywhere else, we appreciate you as well. But of course, if you are watching us on demand, you can comment down below, be a part of the conversation there, where we keep the conversation going after we're live. And you can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here, and sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with you while we're doing the review here to hear your thoughts on last night's WWE Monday Night Raw. And of course, we will highlight as many of your comments on screen here. But if you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel in the best way possible, and of course, show your appreciation to the contributors of the True Heel Heat YouTube channel and Rated Raw Review, you could do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. We got our boy Eric Isaac in the chat who says, "Hey THH fam, Cody versus Seth is on. Is Jey joining the Vision? And Asuka make Rhea look like muscle-bound Mystique of the X-Men? Or Neteri from Avatar? I think the muscle-bound Mystique, you're onto something. You're onto something there. We also got our boy Zach Minger giving us our day on September 23rd, 2025. He tells us that it is National Great American Pot Pie Day. SP3 and Top Guy JJ. That is great to know. And look at Top Guy JJ. He's got the great shirt on, the matching hat, looking dope as ever. We appreciate you for joining us.
Oh my God. I am sorry. I knew this shit was gonna happen.
That was actually genuine.
That was
genuine. I had to do this alone a couple of weeks ago. That was genuine. I wasn't being sarcastic.
I will be right back again.
Okay, that's right. And I understand. Now I understand. I'll talk to the people. We got Chuck Berries in the chat. Thanks for joining us today, Chuck Berries, one of our big supporters in the chat as always. He says, "What's up, THH fam? Totally missed Raw last night, so I'm looking forward to this review to see what I missed." It actually wasn't a bad Raw, in my opinion. I know my opinion is different from other people. Like ESPN, Power Driver Finisher says, ESPN gave Raw an F. At least they're right. Well, does ESPN like have a hard on like they like fighting back? Does the website have a beef with the network going into business with WWE? And they're giving WWE bad grades. I honestly don't think it was a bad episode. I've seen bad episodes of Raw. I've had to review bad episodes of Raw over the last couple of months. This was not a bad episode of Raw. So I don't know where the F grade is going. I would have gave an F to WrestlePalooza compared to this. I thought that this was better than Raw.
All right. Let's see if I can stay this time.
Let's see. Okay, JJ.
Hold on, brother.
How you doing?
Annoying, but I'm good right now. Everything is running overtime, and now all of a sudden, I was like, I know I'm expecting something between 11 and 2. So, of course, they come at the back half of the expectation. So, you know, so here we are. More to probably still come, but
as always,
life.
As always,
you get so little days off. There's so much moving fucking parts happening. Yeah, but love it. Yeah, here we are. What up, gang?
What's up, everyone? Yes, Parjay Finisher bringing up that ESPN gave Raw a bad rating for last night's show, and it seems like ESPN has a hard on because they gave WrestlePalooza a C grade, which made a lot of news headlines yesterday. Top Guy JJ, this is your first time, I think, back on the channel since WrestlePalooza and All Out. Were you able to watch the shows? What did you think of what you watched or what you didn't watch? What's your thoughts?
So a lot going on this weekend, so I was able to watch as much as I can of WrestlePalooza. I didn't see All Out yet, so I plan on seeing that either today or Thursday. It's the only chance I think I'm gonna have to actually see it. From what I seen of All Out, it looked like it was a really fun show, so I definitely need to see it. WrestlePalooza was another WWE PLE. I do say that I enjoyed it a little bit more, probably for bias reasons, because Bay won the women's championship, and it was easily the best match of the entire night. But other than that, I mean, AJ and Punk and Seth and Becky was definitely fun. Like, it was a fun match.
Yeah.
By any means, it wasn't a great match, but it was fun. It was definitely fun.
It was fun. It was probably the second best match on the show.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, the show was decent. Like, it's it deserved the grade that it got. It was an average show. It wasn't bad.
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, so it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. So it was average. But definitely La Primera was the highlight of the night. And my God, man, the spiral tap, though?
Yeah, she busts that out sometime. She only busts that out for the big dog. She busts that out.
She ain't never do that shit in WWE until
yes, she has.
In the WWE ring.
Yeah, when she was
talking
in
about NXT. I'm not talking about NXT.
It's WWE.
I know.
It's not 2018, brother, anymore. We can't separate. It's the same
main roster. She hasn't done it on the main roster.
Yeah, first time on the main roster.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying. We don't make that distinction. Like when we first started doing this podcast thing, we made the distinction between WWE and NXT. It's 2025. They done raped and pillaged that NXT. So like that it's all WWE now.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. But yeah, I haven't seen it on Raw. That's what I think I meant to say clearly. But yeah, but that was such a good match, and they did it clean, so I gave them points for that. So I was like, okay, it was a completely clean match. It was no interruptions. It was no interference. The best woman won the match, and they did exactly what I asked for. So I'm not gonna be mad at them for what I asked for, because I was like, let all that bullshit and all the shit happen after WrestlePalooza and let them have a banger. And that's exactly what we got. We got the banger, and then all the other shit happened after the event. So yeah, can't be mad at what I asked for.
Yeah. It delivered. It definitely delivered. It was by far the best match on the show. Excellent. I think on the review yesterday, I gave it like 4 3/4. I watched it back again. I'll probably go like 4.5, but still one of the best matches, one of the best WWE matches of the year for sure, and one of the best women's matches of the year.
Oh, 100%. And of course, who does it involve again? IYO SKY again.
Yeah. IYO with that performance, I kind of feel like she's the front runner for WWE superstar of the year. As far as like WWE performers, she's the best one to me.
Yeah, I mean, total package. Yeah, total package. Everything, including the lineup of best matches. because shit, the match that she had with Rhea at Evolution, the fucking triple threat that she had with Rhea and who the fuck was it? Was it Naomi?
Naomi at
right?
SummerSlam.
It was Naomi. Yeah, that was a banger too.
People forget the great tag team matches she was having with her and Asuka versus Liv and Raquel earlier this year. That was awesome. She has she has good to great TV matches. The two previous Stephanie Vaquer matches were great on TV. So yeah, she, as far as like great matches, and because no one's like overwhelmingly that great on the mic. No one's overwhelmingly that great like as a character outside of like Naomi, but Naomi's not kind of going to be present for like the last couple of months. And as far as like character work, I would say that she's improved in that because she found something to find a better connection with the fans. She regularly gets a big pop every time she comes out, and she has this emoji pose now that has gotten over with the fans as well. So yeah, she's on the money with it. Like she's connected in a larger way that we didn't think was possible for her.
She's absolutely amazing. So, you know, like big props to IYO Sky for helping really keep this women's division alive and launching some bangers. And yeah, she's the shit, man. She is that chick. Yeah, so people that wanted to see that John Cena and Brock Lesnar match, why y'all not talking about
it? I think we all know why. Triple H is purposely doing this now. There's no question. There's no question of it now.
Yo, I knew it was gonna be ass. I ain't want no parts of it. The best thing about that entire match were the two entrances, because that the Brock with the black and white floor and that new look, that shit looked cool. And then Cena with all the kids from Indianapolis, that shit was pretty nice. And then the bell rung. That is the epitome. That match is literally the epitome of and then the bell rung.
Yeah. Because it was a poor imitation of SummerSlam 2014. And the general question that I've been hearing from the audience that I see like on social media, on my timeline, or any opinions that I've heard from anybody else or any podcasts or reviews I've heard about the show, it's like, what's the point? What was the point? Because Brock really needed this win on Cena's retirement tour. We got 5 dates left, and we did this. This is one of the dates. Brock in a nothing matchup, 8 minutes. Brock dominates. Cena makes a comeback, hits some AAs. Brock kicks out of it. Then he hits F5, 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 win.
You know what should have been, I know it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. And clearly, as what we saw, I did see this clip in All Out. It would have been dope, one night only, pay Tony Khan and Edge like $5 million, have them do a one. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but wrestling fans can dream. But it's not, it was never going to happen. But I would have much rather see Edge and Cena, even though that match would have probably sucked too. But like, I what the fuck was that on Saturday? What the fuck? What in the entire fuck was that?
I think it was Robert DeFelice who was with us for yesterday's WrestlePalooza review. He said, in another universe, I would love for Cena to finish out his career in AEW, because Tony Khan seems to know how to do a retirement tour for a legend, unlike Triple H. So he could finish out and have his final match against Adam Copeland there. That's the only way it would happen at this point, but that's not going to happen because Cena's so loyal. But the only point to do the Lesnar squash would be to give Cena one final great triumph, and he conquers the beast one last time in his final match.
So
but then we gotta
run it.
No. What I'm saying is that Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer Radio, he reported that WWE sources say that's the final match between Brock and Cena. That's it. The point of that was, oh, Brock's going to be around to be a draw after Cena's gone in December. That's the whole, because Brock needed the win.
So they've spent all year monitoring Cena is the greatest of all time. Never seen, 17, gracing everybody with his presence for one last time. The last real champion gets squashed. It just makes perfect sense. It just makes all the sense in the world. You know, just makes all the sense. You know, this is WWE doing WWE things. You know, this is right up their alley. You know, they got you, didn't they? They got you, bitch. No one wanted it. They didn't get you because no one wanted it.
This is just like this is the Vince McMahon. He is really his father's son-in-law.
I see you at WrestlePalooza, bitch.
Yeah. We got a super chat donation from Chuck Berry. Thank you so much, Chuck Berry, for the support. He says, speaking of la palooza, LOL, if it's true that Brock is not facing Cena again, then what was the point of having that match go the way it did? I really don't know. I saw someone suggest that, you know, Paul Heyman appeared to do the introduction for Brock during the matchup. So they think that there's going to be some type of alliance there moving forward. So maybe for War Games in November at Survivor Series, he calls on Brock to be a part of his team, and then Punk or whoever's leading the babyface team calls on Cena to be a part of their team, and that's how we get the interaction between Brock and Cena. Yeah.
Who cares? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, this, no one gives a fuck. Like, you could spin this however you want. No one cares about a John Cena and Brock Lesnar storyline in 2025. No one cares about it, no matter how you spin it.
Not WWE, not John Cena, nor this Brock Lesnar. Because Brock Lesnar nor WWE cared to explain why he attacked John Cena in the first place.
No reason. It's the same reason that he attacked him in 2012 when he came back. No reason.
Well, no, that was understandable at that time. You didn't even really need Brock to explain it. And I think at the time he did explain it, but it was basically, I'm going after the number one guy. That's simple. That's to the point. That makes sense. No, Cena's not the number one guy. Why do you need to be Cena?
But what I mean is that they literally just copied and pasted something from 13 years ago.
Yeah, without
no dialogue. With no dialogue. Sure. Yeah, that happened this weekend. I definitely watched the wrong show. But I watched the right show because Stephanie won. So I will feel good about that. But yeah, that I didn't see. I need to see All Out. Like, I definitely need to see All Out. I love Adam. I love Cope. I'm about to say his whole name, Adam Copeland, but apparently it's just Cope. So Cope's tribute was pretty cool because
he's gone. He's officially gone back to Adam Copeland.
Thank God. Thank God.
I agree. Someone talked some sense into him.
Thank God. I mean, the name change isn't the worst thing in the world, but I mean, when it's that close to Coke, I mean, like, bruh, like, no, just no. It's not gonna catch on in the right way.
I don't even think it's that. It just sounds corny. It's cool as a nickname, but not as your name. Like, what are we doing?
Your actual introduction name.
Yeah.
Woo!
Ali Schmidt says, unless Brock Lesnar was to put over some talent, I don't know why else he is here. I think eventually we get Brock putting over someone like a Braun Breaker. That seems like the most logical guy that's going to be here for the future, for the next couple of years, for him to put over to make up for this. but we have to wait. We're probably gonna have to
Y'all
wait.
niggas got way too much faith in Brock Lesnar.
No, without Triple H books, I don't have that much faith because that means that we gotta wait way too long for that.
Like way too much faith in good outcomes. Like way too. The only person that this man was willing to put over is Roman Reigns. Like that's the list of people that Brock Lesnar was willing to put over. One guy.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say he put over Seth Rollins. He put over Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, he's like, you could get one on me. You could get one.
He has put over people.
You could get one on me.
We can't front like he hasn't put over no one.
I am fronting because them niggas only got one win apiece. Like one, you get
those are the wins that solidified them as main event talents in the company. That solidified Drew as the number one guy at the time in the pandemic era.
You know what? You know what? Chuck, yeah, he's right. Chuck Berry's is right. You see, that's the one you should have. Cody is the one he put over. Even though Cody didn't need it.
Exactly. Drew needed it. Why? That's why I'm bringing up Drew. What are we talking about? Like,
but that's who he actually put effort into putting over.
No. Let's actually put some thought into this, Jason. With what you just said, let's really go. Who needed it more, Drew McIntyre in 2020 or Cody Rhodes in 2023? Cody Rhodes was a made man when he comes back to the company. It's obviously Drew McIntyre. Like, what are we talking about?
No. See,
and Seth, and Josh is right. Seth has 2 wins over Brock. Put him over twice in 2019.
At Mania, I'm missing the second one.
SummerSlam in Toronto.
SummerSlam, okay. Sure. All right, you Brock defenders.
Wait, hey, I hate the fact that I had to come here with some factual evidence that yes, Brock Lesnar has put some.
Now we are here defending Brock Lesnar.
I'm not defending
what has this show
Brock
turned
Lesnar.
Into?
I do not want this misconception. I do not want someone to clip this and be like, "Oh, this guy's SP3 is defending bro." No. I'm not even going to finish the sentence. I'm not even going to say it. I am not defending Brock Lesnar. He is a piece of shit, but I know factual evidence that he has put people over. There is a difference. I think JJ is frozen. Oh, there we go. He's good. He's good now. You broke from the freeze. You were frozen there for a minute. I was
I could tell because once I heard you stop talking, I was like, I guess we're spinning.
Wait, what? Wait, Davion says Drew won the Royal Rumble that year. 2020. Yeah, he won the 2020 Rumble. And Annika says that Royal Rumble sucked. No, it did not.
No,
what are you talking about?
That was one of the best Royal Rumble.
Annika, that's easily a
that's
top
one of the
10
best Royal Rumble ever. Maybe you're eliminated like the first 13 people on his own.
Yeah, let me.
I'll defend Brock on that one. He made that Rumble fucking he made that shit unique.
Maybe I'm misreading this and I'm going off a different comment. Maybe she's talking about Seth, but nah, that Royal Rumble was outstanding. That's one of the best Royal Rumbles in history to me. Honestly, I'd probably put it top 5.
That was a fire Rumble.
It had the Edge return. Had all the stuff with Seth and the original Vision, the Vision before the Vision, when he was with the Authors of Pain and Buddy Matthews.
Oh my God.
AJ Styles had the stuff with Orton and Edge in that one too.
Yeah, no, that was
MVP. Brock dancing to MVP music.
Oh my God. Yo. And we even had a little cool moment with him and Keith Lee.
Yes. What a Keith Lee
that was a good Rumble. Even though Brock eliminated literally the first half of the Rumble. That's what made it kind of unique. Is that he he was literally alone until like entrant 15.
Yeah. Yeah, he went
like
to
that was some gangster shit. That was some gangster shit.
She said yes, it did. Rock mowing over 10 dudes before Drew eliminating him was trash. But it was entertaining as hell. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe it's because you don't like Brock Lesnar. Okay, that's fair enough. But
yeah, I ain't no Brock fan, but that shit was fun.
Had all the callbacks to his old rivalries with
that shit was never done. That shit was never done before.
Hasn't been done since.
Yep.
Oh man. Well, we're gonna have to agree to disagree there and talk about the post WWE WrestlePalooza 2025,
and
the episode of Monday Night Raw. I actually like this episode.
It wasn't terrible, but sure. Let's dive in. Let's see where we at. Let's see if you can make it better for me.
Spoiler alert: I will not be going mid on this episode. Oh that's God, all I will say. It's either up or it's down.
Listen, you can't like it and then give it a thumbs down.
I like some parts of it.
That doesn't make you can't contradict yourself like that. Like you can't contradict yourself like that.
Let's talk about the show. What did you think about the crowd last night on WWE Raw? Where were they at? They were in Evansville.
They were in Indiana again.
Evansville, Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, crowd was decent. Like in Indianapolis, the city over there, they happy to be getting some events over there. So, they weren't bad. They were not bad. Like, again, this is comparable to other US crowds. This is there no one besides like Chicago, New York, probably like Philly gives you an environment even close to what you get when you cross the water. But for a US crowd, they were decent. They were pretty good.
Yeah, I like the crowd at WrestlePalooza. I like the crowd last night on Raw. We get the new signature video that opened WrestlePalooza. How do you like the new Then Now Forever intro?
I was like, why?
Because it's a new era. Did you not see the
ESPN era? Yeah, I saw that.
The ESPN era, the final form of sports.
I saw all of the glazing that took place to still get a C. Yeah, I saw all the glazing that took place. They literally just gave them a fucking glazing. They gave them a rim job. They just was all
Aren't we great?
On ESPN sacks. Like, oh my God. Like, they just thought they had a coming of Jesus when they were fucking on ESPN. Like, they just thought that my Lord and Saviors have fucking accepted me. Thank God for ESPN. Gawk, gawk, gawk. like, my God. That shit was a glaze fest, bro. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. I was like, nah, y'all are too much, bro. ESPN is not gonna love y'all back that way. I'll tell y'all that right now.
They don't love you like that, bro. They don't love you like that. They don't love you like that.
They did the hot tour and spit on that thing.
Gave him a nasty one. Left a little saliva. But anyway, we got that. Then we get the WrestlePalooza video recap, in which they also splice in clips from wrestlers and personalities making the rounds on ESPN leading up to the show. We see the Vision, Stephanie Vaquer and her father, The New Day and Grayson Waller, Bayley and LA Knight all arriving at the building. They all have big matches on the show. There was a moment with LA Knight that we'll get to a little bit later. Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett are back as the announced team, so it felt a little bit like the Monday Night Raw of like last year. That was kind of giving us that kind of vibes on the show as well. And it started the little tweaks that were made to make this episode different from the monotony that we've been in for like 2 months now. So you got Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett there. You also get the SmackDown's top star, the undisputed WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. So giving us a little bit of 2023 Monday Night Raw vibes here as well. He comes out, he kicks off the show to talk about his inaugural men's crown jewel championship win and how he will be defending that crown when he faces Seth Rollins in Perth, Australia to get his second ring. He would love to get another one, he says. But before he can go any further, out comes Seth freaking Rollins and the Vision, minus the man, Becky Lynch. They come out to interrupt. Rollins told his partners to remain in the aisle as he entered the ring alone. The crowd sang Rollins' song before switching back to chants for Cody. Rollins says that he had crown jewels circled on his calendar since they both walked out of SummerSlam as champions. Two of the best in the world in their primes would go one-on-one and may the best man win. At least it should be that simple. But it wasn't. It was deeper than that and bigger than that. Rollins knew what everyone, pointing to the fans, wrestlers, the internet, thought about him, but he didn't give a damn. The fans didn't know what was good for them. They started chanting CM Punk, and Rollins told them to shut up by saying that Punk didn't matter here because he didn't have a championship. Rollins, what he really wanted to know, it didn't matter what any of them said. What does Cody think of him? Rhodes got on the mic and he says that he has recently made some questionable choices, including aligning with Paul Heyman. But Rollins also changed his life. Rollins changed his life because Rhodes wouldn't have known what he was capable of when he came back to WWE, but Rollins was brave enough to stand across the ring when he returned at WrestleMania 38. He didn't know what he was capable of when he tore his pec, but it was Rollins that pushed him in that Hell in a Cell match. Rollins also changed his career by being his shield at WrestleMania 40 and helping him bring the world title to the Rhodes family. Rhodes knew it was Pro Wrestling 101 to run Rollins down right now to hype up their match, but Rhodes wanted to know what Rollins thought of himself. Cody said that Seth could be the absolute best in the business, but that version of Rollins wouldn't be hiding behind the three Vision goons, which Paul Heyman didn't take very kindly of being called the goon, and Braun Breaker found this promo pretty boring. Rollins pointed out his wristwatch, the one that Rose gifted him after WrestleMania 40. Rollins hadn't worn it until tonight. Rollins wondered if that was a real gift or a token gesture, because Rose was fantastic about saying all the right things about him, but only when it suited Cody. Cody undermined everything Rollins stood for. Rollins didn't appreciate Cody going around on interviews saying that he was the guy to take this business in the future. He was calling himself the QB1, but Rollins wondered what that meant. Either Rhodes thought Rollins wasn't good enough or just not as good as him. Rollins says that the Vision weren't goons. They were the future of the business and the tip of the spear, not Rhodes. Rhodes could be the quarterback if he wanted to, but he would be my quarterback. It didn't matter what Cody thought because they would get the answer at Crown Jewel. This wasn't a two-man show. I'm the alpha. Cody reminded Rollins that they've had 3 matches and they've all been one-on-one. Rhodes peered over at the Vision and asked if that would be the case in Perth. Cody then concluded with a question. In those 3 matches that we've had, Seth Rollins, how many of those have you won? And drops the mic before walking past Seth Rollins. He goes to leave, and the Vision are standing in his way, but Seth basically signals them to clear out the path, and Cody leaves. It is all set. Our main event of Crown Jewel on October 11th. It will be the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE champion, versus the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins, for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. I actually enjoy this. This is probably the most enjoyable I've found Seth Rollins without Becky Lynch standing next to him in months. I was going to say like a year, but at least months. It's at least months. This is the most entertaining he's come across. There's this level of like Roman Reigns-esque character work going on, where one of the best parts of Roman and the drama that he would steer up within the bloodline was because he had that layer of insecurity. He had that layer of insecurity that he wanted everyone to acknowledge him. He wanted the fans to acknowledge him. He wanted everybody in his family to acknowledge him. He's the tribal chief. That level of insecurity created so much drama and interpersonal relationships and the different connections that were broken and betrayals and everything like that. And I feel like this is the first time that Seth's actually shown this, that he hasn't just relied on his babyface shtick of, I'm a visionary, I'm a revolutionary, I am Seth freaking Rollins. It was more of like very insecure of, yeah, I'm the guy. Yeah, I got Paul Heyman. I outsmarted Roman Reigns. I outsmarted CM Punk so many times. I got my wife in the crew now. I got Braun Breaker. I got Bronson Reed. I'm the number one guy on Raw, but you can tell by the way he addressed Cody, everything he said, he does not believe he's the number one guy in WWE. He believes Cody is. So that's why he wanted to know what Cody thought of him, because of what Cody has said and how Cody has presented himself ever since finishing his story at WrestleMania 40. And it's the fact that they have this relationship that's so layered, from the rivalry to them being aligned with each other heading into WrestleMania 40, and Seth being such a key factor in him winning the title. There's a lot layers to this that is so much better than Seth's rivalry with CM Punk. Oh my God. That was the big thing for me, why I enjoyed this. What did you think?
Fine speech, kid. It was cool. Some nice little points in there. Clearly, I did not enjoy this as much as you did. It was fine. Cody's come back to Seth, and what Cody said about Seth when the what do you think of me? And Cody flipped it and turned it into that conflicted answer. I thought that was probably one of the better parts of the promo to me, because it is all true. Seth Rollins changed Cody Rhodes' life. So, in a theory, you changed my life. So that is kind of what I got out of the promo too. But when Seth was talking, I was like, you are saying and have been saying the exact same things that Cody has been saying for the past how many months and couple years. Cody just says it cooler. Just point blank. Cody says it cooler than you. So that just makes you an insecure little prick. And that's why you have to have all these little people around you, and you can never do shit by yourself. So yeah, when Seth was talking, it's like you're talking in the mirror. You're literally saying everything that you say that he says, but you say the same shit every Monday, trying to convince people that you are a guy that no one believes. Cody comes out and he is that guy. Without even talking, asking people, what do you want to talk about? Cody is just way cooler than you, son. And that's why it was like, yeah, all right, cool. He didn't do the revolution, he didn't do all that shit, but it was like, yeah, that's fine. You know, Napoleon Dynamite here. Like, your Cody Rhodes is bigger than you are. He's better than you are. And it's okay. And, you know, Seth needs CM Punk style to win at Perth, like Seth needs that shit like a drug to beat Cody Rhodes at Perth. Like he needs that shit like his career defines that match against Cody at Perth. Because if Cody beats him and gets another ring, Seth is literally not only just the B player forever, he is literally Cody's stepping stone.
I mean,
So
he's kind of been that from the very beginning of this.
But now there's something else on the line, and Seth has a chance to actually rectify that a little bit. Like a little bit. And if he loses again and goes 0-4, fuck the crown jewel ring. Fuck. It's that Cody took something else from you again. Like, it's the fact that you can't get shit while Cody's around. Like, so that's, you know, it was cool, but I Seth needs to overcome this. He needs to overcome this Cody aura that he can't pass. And that's where the insecure part came out when you want to know what do you think of me? Like, I ain't never heard another wrestler ask another wrestler, what do you think of me? Like what the fuck? Like, okay, girlfriend.
The insecure part was the whole promo, because after he gets the response, he's like, I'm the alpha. I'm this. That's all insecurity.
But yeah, you call yourself the alpha, but then you ask another man, what do you think of me as a wrestler or as a person or as whatever you want to say about me? You needed validation from another champion while holding the championship. So sure, like let you know, I it's a different twist from everything else that he's been doing, which I'll give that credit. But we'll see what happens. This is week 1. They got 2 more weeks to do this. And I think I've been lying to the True Hill Heat family so long, for so many weeks. I kept saying October 9th. Apparently it's October 11th, and I don't know my fucking dates on the calendar. So it's October 11th I will be on the True Hill Heat podcast, because I've been fucking up this calendar this entire time. I knew it was the second Saturday in October. I just kept saying,
sir, are you free on that Sunday?
I think I am. I think I have that weekend off.
We're probably going to do Sunday that week, because Crown Jewel starts at 8 a.m.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes. No, I'm not kidding you, actually.
I guess October 12th.
so you don't go around saying October 11th.
You're gonna make me lie to the people twice.
Exactly. I'm being a friend. I'm being a good friend. All right.
October 12th. Then
yes,
we'll be the True Hill Heat October appearance. Okay. All right. Got it.
We got Frantic World, who says WWE did all that D-sucking and ESPN still said the head was whack. Laughing face emoji.
Yeah,
what's up?
Facts.
SB3, Top Guy JJ, and chat. That is a good analogy.
They gave him all that sloppy toppy, and they was like, bitch, I had way better than this.
We got Moneezy, who says the Cody just belongs on Raw. Screw SmackDown. I wish he could stay. He does feel like he belongs on Raw. I've said it for months. I said it when before the Netflix premiere that he needed to move to Raw.
Now, the only reason why Cody was super interested on SmackDown is because he was the counterpart to Roman Reigns. Without that counterpart of Roman Reigns, yeah, Cody is the guy, but he's on the wrong show. It's kind of like how when Cena was the guy, but he was on SmackDown, and then they drafted his ass to Raw and changed the landscape of that show.
But they only had that for like a couple of months
after he wins the WWE title. Like, he wins the WWE title. I think that year's WrestleMania might have been in March. So we'll say March. And then by June, he's on Raw. So it took them 4 months. It's been over a year for Cody.
Well, yeah, I mean,
over a year, he's been on the wrong brand.
That Cena flame was just way too undeniable to not have on the flagship show. And Cody is the undisputed number one guy in the WWE right now. So it's almost like you're trying to make that other show on the USA Network relevant, but just take your L. Just take your L and bring that man to Netflix, because that's where all your bank is at. And you're going to be going against Monday Night Football for the next 6 months. So you need an injection. So fucking do it.
So I was going to say, this is a thought that I had. I think I had it during this segment with Cody and Seth. I feel like WWE have not yet really truly decided. I think they have, like, you know, guys like Braun Breaker, Dominik Mysterio, who are like stars for the future. But I don't think they've decided on who the number one guy is or really found that person yet. Because it feels like Roman Reigns is still the number one guy, but he's part-time. So when he's gone, you just have a whole bunch of number twos. They have an abundance of guys who are good number twos or even all-time number twos. Punk is an all-timer number two. Seth is an all-timer number two. Cody, for what he's accomplished, he's an all-timer number two. But none of these guys are number ones. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that for fans of these guys, but let's be honest here. They're not. None of these guys are number one. Punk was only number one in one place, and that was AEW.
I would only disagree with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is a superstar. Like, Cody Rhodes is
he's absolute superstar. But Cody is closer to Macho Man than Hulk Hogan.
No,
he's closer to Macho Man than Hulk Hogan.
I mean, 1,300 days, 4.5 years, arguably the greatest faction in WWE history, was the trail that Roman Reigns left. That is literally like Stone Cold and The Rock leaving the Attitude Era trail, and there's a gap there of who's going to be that next guy. And it's almost like, thank God they had a Triple H, because if they didn't have that, The Rock and Austin gap, and they had Taker was like that all-time number two guy as well. Like, the Undertaker was never the man. He was never the man.
I feel like he was a stronger number two, not in the attitude.
But
he's not. He's
an all-timer.
I think he's number two in 1998. I think he's number. You can say he's number two in 1998, 1999. By the year 2000, he's not number two. He's dropped down to like number.
So right. But they had at least a bench, and a very popular bench.
And they really have that now. They really have that now. Is just the only thing with them, when Austin went out, you had The Rock, who The Rock is the greatest number two of all time. Why? Because he was easily able to fill in the number one shoes when number one left when Austin was gone. Macho Man is up there as an all-timer number two. And that's why I say Cody is, because Cody has been able to fill in that number one spot when Roman is gone. But I don't think that he will be remembered as like one of the all-time draws or all-time number ones in WWE history. He's going to be remembered as like that all-time number two, especially from this era that has seen this record profits and all these innovations and different places that they've gone on to with Netflix and ESPN. This whole boom period will be remembered as Roman Reigns was the number one guy, Cody was number two, or Cody was a guy right behind Roman.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's just very different. It's Cody Rhodes is literally in an impossible situation. No matter what he does, no matter how he acts, no matter if he turns, no matter what he does, there's no usurping Roman Reigns. It's just not happening. It's literally not happening by any stretch of the imagination, by no one's thought, by no one's ideas. Cody Rhodes is not outdoing what Roman Reigns did from 2020 to 2024. That it's just not gonna happen. No chance in hell.
Yeah. 100%. Alex Smith asking, can you say Taker could ever be a number one considering his character, as ridiculous as that may sound? Well, Taker is one of, if not, you could make the argument he's the greatest character of all
in
time.
WWE
But
history.
as far as like being number one, number two, all of that, what we're discussing is where the company positioned you at. Were you the face of the company? Were you the number one guy? Were you the guy they were putting on the front of the posters, who they made the WWE champion, who they had all these WWE title reigns, held it for a long time? You were the number one guy. Like when you talk about all-time draws like WWE, it's like Hogan. You could make a case for like Macho Man because he was around in that 80s period, and when Hogan wasn't around, he was still drawing well in those eras. In that time, you can make a case for, I don't think you can really make a case for Shawn or Brett to be draws, but then it's like the Stone Cold, The Rock, those are like the two faces of like the Attitude Era. Then it's Cena for a long time, and now it's Roman. Like those are the main pillars of the WWE over like my lifetime, the last 30 something years.
But I'm going to be fair to The Undertaker, because The Undertaker, that was to his own doing. That was to what he did to protect his character. Undertaker, because when you're the number one guy, you're doing media, Undertaker wanted no parts of that because he didn't want to defame his character. Like, he wanted people to believe that mysteriousness, that dark side, that place of the unknown, that Death Valley. He on camera lived by that. So he wasn't just going to go on Jay Leno, and he just wasn't going to go on David Letterman and chop it up and promote the company. Like, he just wasn't going to carry the banner of the company and just appear on these shows and be a big superstar. He wasn't going to just take movies either and be something different and be a different character, because he was the Undertaker.
Breaking news 5 minutes ago, or how many minutes ago? 9 minutes ago. Triple H just tweeted out, at John Cena versus at AJ Styles org is a match we all want to see. And at hashtag WWE Crown Jewel, we will. Saturday, October 11th on at ESPN and at Netflix, John Cena, AJ Styles, Crown Jewel Perth. I called it, JJ. I called it on In the Weeds earlier today. I was like, when Cena put out the first tweet about, oh, do you hear, we want this, Triple H, do you hear, we want this and all that, I was like, this feels like this is an angle that's just going to be done on social media, and they're going to announce it on social media because Cena has no dates before Crown Jewel. And it literally took like a few hours to prove me right.
They have no idea what they want to do with these last few dates.
Nope. They're just deciding on the fly.
That was literally just done like now.
Yep.
like they literally just fuck it. Let's do it.
Oh my God. Like Triple H is so real. He's not really good at his job right now, it seems. Like, I've never seen this decline in real time.
His ideas are coming from tweets. So now he's like,
never seen this decline in real time, JJ.
Are you enjoying the show?
I wasn't old enough to comprehend the decline that WCW went through. So I think I appreciate this one more. But backstage, we go to Jimmy Uso, who met with his twin brother, Jey Uso. Jey had taped over stitches on his forehead. Jimmy said that their loss was trash because he knew they could beat the Bronze. Jimmy went to Adam Pearce to request a rematch, only to learn that Jey was already busy tonight because he had asked for a match with LA Knight. And does he think that's a good idea after what happened at WrestlePalooza? Jey was red hot and said that they would have won if not for Knight being the referee. Jey was also pissed about Jimmy tagging with LA Knight because the Vision would have got him last week. Jimmy asked if he was being blamed for their loss, and Jey settled down, realizing that he didn't want to upset his brother, and said no. But he planned on beating up LA Knight tonight. I liked him bringing up. He was like, as long as I got blood on my Air Forces, I'm still gonna be fighting. I was still gonna be fighting tonight. I like this fired up Jey Uso, where you really don't know what direction they're gonna go into. They haven't made the teases of a heel turn very subtle at all, but you don't I don't see them turning him when he's this popular and selling this much merch. That would be dumb. So I like the fact that I don't know what direction it's going. What did you think about this backstage segment?
I just think this man just doesn't like LA Knight. Like it's just I think he's cool with everybody else, but he just hates LA Knight. Like no matter what. So I kind of feel that I don't think he's gonna like turn, but no matter what, this babyface and babyface here, these two are just never gonna like each other, and I'm okay with that. No matter how many. It's like now Jey Uso, instead of kind of feeling like he kind of washed things over with LA Knight, he's blaming LA Knight now, because if LA Knight wasn't the referee, he might not have pulled back in. Like, he would have probably just let the chair rip and they would have just sent another official and they would have just kept going. And now if LA Knight would have been actually a good referee, he wouldn't have been in the fucking way and be a distraction that caused him to push LA Knight out the way and not see an incoming fucking freight train in Braun Breaker and get speared through a table. So for weeks, it's been LA Knight is a fucking dumb babyface. So Jey Uso does not like this dumb babyface. And I'm okay with that. I am way okay with that. Because LA Knight is a dumb babyface. Yeah.
Okay. We got the New Day, who come out for their usual ad break promo with Grayson Waller, who they are now officially calling Big G Langston. They are here for a no disqualification match against Penta and the War Raiders. Woods wore a gigantic black hat like he wore a few weeks ago. So all three heels had on hats as well. And they put the hats on during one of the commercial breaks for a fun little spot during the matchup. The heels attacked them from behind to gain some heat. We get Kingston hit Penta with a diving leg drop at one point off the top rope through a table outside the ring. The camera completely missed it, though, because Woods blocked the camera person. So they immediately showed a replay. You get Eric brought both members of the New Day in by himself off the top ropes. Ivar then went for his Doomsault, but the New Day were able to dodge it. You then get Penta, who avoided going through a corner table and instead suplexed Kingston through it. Waller cracked a kendo stick over Penta's back, but Penta fought him off. He then fights him on the top rope, hits an avalanche Mexican destroyer for the 1-2-3 to pick up the win for his team. Penta and the War Raiders pick up the victory here, and this was a lot of fun. I thought this was a fun time. The crowd was super into it as well, which made me more into it in in response. And then later we hear from Penta and the War Raiders about their victory as they have an ad break promo later in the show. They speak with Byron Saxton where they talk about the victory and then also brought up what they got for next. And Penta issues a challenge to Dominik Mysterio, saying that he wants to come for the Intercontinental Championship, but he will have to wait in line for a little bit when it comes to that, but we'll get more to that later. But what did you think about the 6-man no DQ match?
It's like they just trying to find ways to make me not like this other guy that's with the New Day right now, even more so. Really? Big G Langston? Out of all people, I thought it was clever. Man, fuck that. He doesn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve the joke.
I think he's okay with it.
He doesn't deserve that nod. Whether it's in joking fashion, he doesn't deserve that. The fuck I'd fuck him. But the match was actually really fun. I ain't gonna lie, the match was really fun. Even the cameraman completely missed Ivar fucking crossbody and dude on the fucking apron, like completely missed.
And then missed Kofi's leg drop through the table.
Yeah, experts. They're experts, and there's like 7 of them, mind you, and they have a guy monitoring which camera's on in Gorilla. Still missed it all. Still.
Triple H yelling out instructions at the same time.
Yeah, so all they worried about is making sure the matches make time. Yeah. And that's literally all that matters to them, is making sure it makes time. But the match was fun. Yo, nah. Avalanche Mexican Destroyer.
Try to kill this man.
Wicked. Like, that move was like 2 inches from killing that man. Like, his head actually grazes the mat. Like, that was scary. I don't think that move should be done anymore. Like, from that height, I don't think that version of the move should be done anymore. Not from that height.
No, and not for an opening match on Raw.
Yeah, like that's some shit you see at WrestleMania. That's some shit you see at SummerSlam. Like, you don't get that shit on a Monday Night Raw in Indiana. like
talk about
it, bro. Like, I know, and then it's like, watch, and then he's gonna have a PLE match and it's gonna pull out nothing like that. But then, hey, they got that in Indiana. They got that.
Evansville, Indiana. Evansville, Indiana got the first Avalanche Mexican Destroyer.
Yeah, that was probably the most non-WWE move you're probably gonna see for the next 6 months.
Very, very true. Very true.
But
then we go backstage to first we saw during the opening arriving at work vignette, they have LA Knight arriving at the building when we see Rusev basically accosting Intercontinental Champion Dominik Mysterio. They're demanding a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. Later, we see Dominik Mysterio approach the Judgment Day in the clubhouse. He wanted their help with Rusev, but Finn Balor and JD McDonough weren't interested. Balor wondered why El Grande Americano didn't help Dom, but Dom said that he was back in Mexico. Balor claimed he was busy, but all he was doing was playing on a Switch. Then we get Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez talk to JD into helping Dom, saying that he's part of the Judgment Day and the Judgment Day help each other. McDonough only agrees because he wants to do what's best for the group. And McDonough said that he would speak to Pierce, but Dom tells him that he already got McDonough a match with Rusev later tonight. McDonough and Balor weren't thrilled to hear this, but Dom sure was pleased with himself.
Yeah, I'm fucking Dom up. I'm fucking Dom all the way up, bro. Like you a double champion, bro, and you acting like a straight bitch. Like a straight bitch. Like it is one thing to now. What happened to your mans? What happened to that 6'9" motherfucker? That 6'9" Grande El Merrick. Like so. You have a group that is there with you every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yep.
And then you are outsourcing of all people.
Sometimes stuff don't work out. So, I had to move some stuff around, get some outside help, get some, interior decorators,
You see, now this version, I don't like this. I don't like this version of Dom. This version of Dom's a straight bitch.
I think that this segment and what we would see later is the first steps of, I think they're reverting course. I think after WrestleMania, I think all of us got very excited off of the response that Dom got. And that response kind of permeated over the next couple of weeks. But we've kind of gotten into a balance of sometimes Dom gets cheers, sometimes he gets booed, but he always gets a response. He's over with the crowd. Now I think that WWE has decided to revert course after seeing the reaction that Finn Balor got coming out to his original entrance music at NXT Homecoming, being in his natural skin, seeing him as a babyface. I think they were like, you know what? We might have to do this. And they might get a great mid-card babyface out of it. But knowing WWE and knowing how Triple H books, we're not going to see the fruits of this until like next year. That's how Triple H books. We're like, this was, if this show was the first teases, we're not going to see the culmination of this until like next year.
And then Finn Balor get the crazy reaction for when he turns face. He'll have the first hot week, and then he'll have a month-and-a-half long feud with Rusev.
Unfortunately, sometimes it be like that. I would hope that since how long they've invested time into the Judgment Day, you would culminate this at WrestleMania. This would be the Intercontinental title match for WrestleMania. Finn going back to being the demon to take down Dom, who's basically kicked him out of the Judgment, kicked him and JD out of the Judgment Day. If
they pull that demon shit out again and he loses again, I would lose.
Nah, he's not gonna lose. No. He would win. He would win.
You sure about that?
I'm sure about that. Because it's Dom. It's not Braun Breaker. If it's Braun Breaker, then yeah. If it's Roman Reigns, then yeah. But no, it's Dom.
So help me explain to me why he lost to Edge though. Like, I'm still trying to process that part.
Because Edge is a former world champion. He's the top star. Bayley elsewhere, she met up with Lyra Valkyria and axes her, apparently because she has selective memory, for some help. Valkyria was surprised to learn that Bayley wasn't mad at her after calling her an idiot last week. Bayley was all smiles and says that she didn't even know what Lyra was talking about, but she was wondering if she could be at ringside for her match tonight and help her out against the Judgment Day. Valkyria wasn't sure, but she eventually agreed. Bayley was wearing CM Punk's AJ's husband jacket from WrestlePalooza here, so a nice little nod there, as they've been hinting at maybe they've been hinting at something with how they've been wearing each other's shirts and clothes over the last couple of weeks, with Bayley wearing AJ's shirt when she returned last week. So we'll see what happens there. During a commercial break, well, more on what
I just want to say now, I am now completely confused on the Bayley saga now. Because I thought I was kind of feeling like I was on to something when I saw, like, okay, Bayley for some reason is loving everybody, but now when she sees Lyra, she just turns into something else. Now all of a sudden, Hugger Bayley is talking to Lyra now. So now here we go, lost again.
Well, more on that later. During that break, Byron Saxton asked Paul Heyman about seemingly being Brock Lesnar's advocate again. Heyman ignored the question and said Seth Rollins would beat Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel. He cut the promo on behalf of Rollins, but did so as if he was talking about Brock Lesnar, using a lot of the lines that he normally uses for Lesnar promos. Heyman said that Rollins winning wasn't a prediction or even a spoiler. It was a prophecy. Very well said by the Oracle. And then we get top guy JJ's probably favorite part of this show, Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer gets a good reaction from this crowd. Adam Pearce congratulated her on winning the WWE Women's World Championship. Vaquer called this a dream come true. At times, it seemed impossible, but she worked hard for it and accomplished it. She beat one of the best in Io Sky and had her father there as inspiration. She pointed out her dad in the crowd. Her dad stood up and got a round of applause himself. Vaquer said that this championship represented the motivation and support the fans gave her. They celebrated with her at WrestlePalooza. She thanked them, and Vaquer said that her fire would keep making history and nobody would stop her. Pearce said that Vaquer would be on SmackDown this week because Tiffany Stratton was defending her title against Jade Cargill and Nia Jax in a triple threat match on Friday, and the winner would face Vaquer for the WWE Women's Crown Jewel Championship coming up on October 11th. Vaquer looked forward to being there. Fireworks went off as Vaquer posed with her championship. But just to put it all into one, because it basically came one after the other, so we might as well talk about it now. Nikki Bella would approach Stephanie Vaquer backstage after this promo, and then Rhea Ripley did as well. They both congratulated her. Ripley then gave her a friendly reminder that she was still coming for that title. Asuka with Kairi Sane then confronted the new champion. Asuka said that Sky didn't deserve to be champion, not Vaquer. Vaquer said that she would fight Asuka anytime she wanted. She basically got in Asuka's face, but then left off with Nikki Bella. Asuka was still talking trash to Kairi Sane about them, and then Rhea Ripley approached and got in her face. Ripley was tired of Asuka and the disrespect. Asuka told her to stay away from IYO or else. Ripley says that she's been staying away from her and IYO out of respect, but she's had none of that anymore. She's challenging her to a match tonight. Asuka accepted. The crowd popped big for this as well. Then Asuka walked away, and Kairi was still standing there, and she tries to apologize to Rhea, but then she hears Asuka, and she's paralyzed in fear and walks off. The promo was kind of a nothing promo, but I liked it because, Vaquer is not that good at English, so it's good progression for her to go out there, cut the promo, and she sounded good doing it. I'm more interested in the backstage stuff. I thought it was good stuff with the Rhea and Vaquer matchup is going to continue to get teased until we get a big show for WWE to pull the trigger on that. Maybe next year's WrestleMania. That's your world title matchup. Then you get Asuka and Kairi. Love the character work by both of them. Kairi has been hilarious, and she would be even funnier in the next backstage segment that we'll talk about. But I like the challenge, the setup, and the crowd was into it, so you knew that was a big matchup to them. So I like the way they've built this out with Asuka and Rhea, feeling like it mattered on this show.
So first, that woman is perfection. But just in retrospect, yeah, I agree. It was more of like her being able to kind of just say thank you for the love that she's gotten over the past like year and a half, because she has gotten a rocket strapped to her, and she, took her time to actually acknowledge it. So I appreciate when they get to do stuff like that, just kind of, just saying something and then you go right back to business. It's kind of ironic, though, how this is not her first language, and she still knows how to say a lot more English than a certain motherfucker that left this company that was around for more than half a decade and still could barely say 2 lines of English. It's called work, my man. It's called work. It's called work. Just saying. So you entitled ass thinking you deserve this, that, and the third, but don't even want to work on the thing that requires you to be a star. Like,
to be fair, I've heard Andrade cut promos in the ring, and he has been fine. I don't think that his English is that bad as WWE describes.
Well, apparently
it feels like the regular WWE PR treatment of we got to badmouth this guy because he's gone from the company now.
Just yeah. And bucket. Hey, you lose 3 things: company, and a baddie for a wife. All of a sudden, I can't be on your side, man. I just can't.
Oh my god, this guy
be on your side.
Stabbing Andrade in the back.
Can't be on your side, but
that's disgusting.
But the interaction between Asuka and Rhea was that was something that's been brewing for a while. So that was cool. That was cool. And I love the fact that, yes, we are getting Rhea Ripley in a match on Raw finally. Like, Rhea's been doing backstage segments for like 6 weeks, it feels like. And basically the only thing that we were getting from Rhea Ripley was an appearance so the people could cheer. And now we're finally getting the fucking Eradicator in the ring. And in the main event, hallelujah, the Vision is not main eventing Monday Night Raw. Oh my God, there's a God. There's a God. The Vision is not main eventing Monday Night Raw. The Vision did not main event Monday Night Raw. This show already has gotten astronomically better.
I think that's the main reason why I started off the show saying I enjoyed this episode a lot more than I usually
That's why
had.
the more we get into it, the energy shifted. Because my God, the Vision, Seth, Braun, some
or anyone surrounding them, the Usos, the LA Knight,
Usos,
like
LA Knight, CM Punk, my God, for like 12 straight weeks.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot of that. A lot of that. We do got a super chat donation here from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He sets us up with a segue here. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for that. He says, I'm trying to give bipolar Bayley a chance, but I'm afraid that there will be little progression in this character. This is mostly due to how WWE books their characters. This is a good point because let's talk about, and I'll keep the super chat on screen as we talk about this matchup here between Bayley and Roxanne Perez. Wade Barrett noted that that Perez was tied with LA Knight for the most matches in WWE this year and spoke about how the experience was helping Perez get better each and every week. Perhaps a lesson needs to be learned there. Bayley was in control when she went to the middle rope, but she was distracted herself by watching Raquel at ringside. Perez kicked her leg out of her leg and then took control ahead of the commercial break. She also took a cheap shot at Bayley during the commercial break. Bayley fought back after the break, but Perez cut her off. Roxanne went for a suicide dive, but Bayley was able to block it with a forearm. Perez fought her off and then hit a pop rocks outside of the ring, but Bayley was barely able to get back in the ring before the count of 10. Rodriguez booted Bayley as Perez distracted the referee in the inside of the ring. Lyra sees this and attacks Raquel. She drives her into the ring post, but that leads to Roxanne then wiping out Lyra with a tope suicida and then hitting the ground and pound and laying in punches on her, which causes Bayley to snap. She snaps into the role model personality, showing a lot more aggression. She is the Bayley to belly, a running knee to the face, and then the rose plant. 1, 2, 3. Bayley defeats Roxanne Perez here. A win on Monday Night Raw is something that we haven't seen a lot from Bayley and haven't seen since she returned to WWE back in June after being attacked ahead of WrestleMania 41. Testator tried to convince us that this was a violent act, but it was just one wrestler hitting another wrestler with big moves one after the other. But she did show a little bit more aggression. Valkyria was pumped up for Bayley taking the win here and gives her a hug, which Bayley suddenly had no interest in as she shoves down Lyra. Lyra was shocked by this as Bayley screamed at her and told her to stay out of it as she was having voices arguing in her head at this point. The crowd was into Bayley here during the matchup, but they did boo her in the post-match with how she reacted to Lyra, which I think is the point. So the crowd is seemingly getting into it. I still have my trepidation in regards to this because it can come off very goofy. And I don't know if WWE has the patience to tell the story that they probably want to tell or Bayley wants to tell here. So this was good for this week, though. Good, decent matchup, and the post-match I thought was good, a good development in the story.
She fucking won a match. She fucking won. Like, celebration, bitches. She fucking won a match. My God. It felt like the first win of 2025 for this woman. But I'm going to give this a chance because Bayley is giving this a chance. Like, and that's why I want to give it a chance, because Bayley is going to play this shit as good as she can. And I think that Bayley's efforts is going to at least warrant me paying attention to it and trying to be invested in it. Lyra, just can we just not see the Becky stompers no more? Like, because I it's almost like that was like an eyesore for me during this whole thing, is seeing the Becky stompers. Like, bro, like, you know, that's like almost like a code when you're on TV. You know, you just switch out, even if it was a different colorway. Just wear another colorway. Just wear the black ones. You had on a perfect outfit for the black ones. Just wear the black ones. I ain't got to see the same ass Becky stompers that I saw in the worst promo you've ever cut in your career. Like, it was an eyesore to me. But on another note, Joe Tessitore, somebody needs to give him, like, Brock Lesnar needs to give him an F5. If you want to know what a violent act is, somebody needs to give him an F5.
God damn,
because
you don't
Bayley went to win a wrestling match. And she used aggression to win a wrestling match. Fuck is wrong with that? Like, what the fuck is wrong with that? This woman has been on like an 8-month losing streak. You wouldn't be mad and frustrated and want to fucking seal the win? Yeah, I'm on Bayley's side here. Fucking idiot. Joe Tessitore is a fucking idiot. But so is Lyra. She's, but Lyra, this actually wasn't Lyra's fault as much this week, because Lyra got bamboozled. Like she literally, for the first 45 minutes of the entire program, Bayley is friendly as fuck to her, coming up with a signature handshake that didn't come out right. And there she's like, oh shit, she might actually like me. And then at the top of the fucking 45-minute mark, she just throws me on the fucking ground.
She's hearing like the theme song to Toy Story. You got a friend in me. She's like, I might actually be friends with her now. This is gonna be great. And then
Lyra looked so happy. Like, she looked so happy to be on Bayley's side and be partnered up with her again. And the fact that Bayley won the match, Lyra was even happier that she was actually ready to hug her and try to let bygones be bygones from all the shit that was said. And then Bayley just fucking throws her on the ground. Like, this one wasn't Lyra's fault. This one was not Lyra's fault. I'm not gonna blame Lyra on this one. The Becky stompers just fucked me up, but I'm not blaming Lyra on this one.
You're not gonna be that hard on her this time.
It wasn't. I thought I was fucking saying shit out of thin air when I said I thought she was on a 6-month losing streak.
No, she was.
She hasn't won a match in 5 months.
Yeah, the last match she won was against Liv Morgan ahead of WrestleMania.
I'd be pissed off if I'm Bayley too.
Yep.
So I get both sides this week. I get both sides, but I don't get Joe. He's an idiot.
Well, to be fair, yes. Backstage, we get a set of segments with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. First, he meets up with Jimmy Uso. They have a pleasant, cordial response to one another. Jimmy congratulating Cody on the win at WrestlePalooza. Cody then asks how Jey was doing, and Jimmy said that Jey was in his head again and wouldn't listen to him. But maybe he would listen to you if you would go talk to him. Rhodes agreed. Then we come back from an ad break, and Rhodes goes to see Jey Uso in the locker room. Jey is there in thought, and when Cody comes in, Cody then says that Jimmy was worried about him. Jey says that Big Jim was tripping, and told Cody not to worry. Cody says that he knew what Jey felt like. There were highs and lows in this business, wins and losses. People in their position isolate themselves, but Rhodes reminded Jey that he has his family, friends, and fans. Rhodes told him, "We believe in you, Jey." Jey told him not to worry. "I'ma find my way back to the top, Cody." Rhodes left and Jey stared at him as he did. All while Cody was talking in this promo, Jey just kept looking down at the WWE Championship, which is a full-on Triple H trope at this point of people staring at championships that they want to go after. But I thought that this was one of the better uses of the trope. If you want to know when the trope started, it started with the Batista versus Triple H rivalry back in 2005. Batista looked at the title, and that was the first indication we were getting Batista versus Triple H at WrestleMania 21. And ever since then, ever since Triple H took over creative, he's been a fiend for this trope. But this was the better use. What did you think?
Yeah, Jey Uso's fine. Jey Uso's fine. It's just LA Knight's dumbass he doesn't like. Everybody else, he's fine. Just don't bring up LA Knight to him, and he won't trip. And
that nigga's totally gonna stab Cody in the back for the title.
But that would be
justified. Cody is the modern. He's the modern day Sting. He's just gonna have all his
that would
friends
be justified because Cody is not stabbing Cody because he doesn't like Cody. He would be stabbing Cody because he wants gold again. So I won't, I'm not gonna be opposed if you're gonna go after, you're gonna go after Cody and Seth. Remember, he's tried to go down the Seth road multiple times, but there's only a couple big ass roadblocks in the bronze that just stays in that motherfucker's way. And he tried to align himself with some dumbass baby faces, and these two dumbass baby faces and CM Punk and LA Knight don't know how to babyface. So he's like, fuck it. If I could go after the potentially in due time, go after the guy that's alone, I'm going to do that. I wouldn't be mad at that. That's logical thinking.
Makes sense. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. I like the teases. I like these backstage segments one after the other here.
Agree.
Then we get our one-on-one matchup here of Rusev going up against the Judgment Day's JD McDonough. This was only like the second time I think this year that we've seen McDonough kind of play the babyface. I think the idea of this was for Rusev to be the babyface, but Rusev is just that unlikable. And JD McDonough just has a style that the fans got into. He's busting out acai moonsaults. He's moving really fast, keeping Rusev on the back heel. McDonough continued to shine with a few spots during the break, even busting out a moonsault at one point, working over the leg, keeping Rusev not in control throughout this. McDonough hit Rusev with multiple clotheslines at another point, but he couldn't knock him down. Rusev then nailed him with a body slam, a Mashka kick, and then he locked on the accolade. Dominik Mysterio hops on the apron as if he's going to break it up, but he just freezes in fear. Rusev keeps the accolade on after the bell rings and the referee is telling him to stop. It's only until Finn Balor comes out and he takes Rusev, hits him with a reverse DDT, and got a really nice pop for it. So this was, like I said, the first time they really positioned Judgment Day overall as a babyface team since they initially won the World Tag Team Championships back in June. But this was the first time that Finn in particular has been kind of positioned as the babyface in the ongoing story between him and Dom and the dissension within the Judgment Day. So what did you think of this? I thought this was a good match.
Yeah, this wasn't bad. And I listen, anytime that Rusev is doing something different, I'm okay with it. He's not having the same ass match every week. He's not fighting Akira Tozawa. So as long as he's away from the bullshit, he can be relevant. And To be fair, I think pretty much the entire Judgment Day group is baby faces except for fucking Raquel and Dom.
Dom's not. Yeah, Dom's not. Yeah.
No, that's except for Raquel
and Roxanne.
Dom.
Roxanne's not.
People love Roxanne too much.
No, like she doesn't get a pop or like that. Like she's not like she's like she don't the fans want to like cheer her like that. No.
Well, I love Roxanne.
I know you do, but I'm talking about when we watch the show, she does not get like a pop, like the fans want to cheer for her. But anytime the Finn and JD are positioned as baby faces, the crowd gets with it. Yeah, the crowd gets with it.
And I think JD has gotten so much more respect and admiration since he's returned from that nasty ass injury that he suffered.
Yeah,
so I think that people has just gained a newfound respect for him. And then his style, he has not changed his style one bit. So I think people are just now appreciating his offensive arsenal a lot more. So, you know, it kind of makes sense. And this is where I was pissed off at Dom, because I'm like, all right, Dom, you're being a pussy, being a straight pussy. Like this man is coming after your championship. Your championship. You have the shot from he's not looking. He's not looking. Get a chair and bash his fucking body. Bash his because you can't say bash his brains out because they don't use chair shots to the head no more. But just wear that motherfucker out. Use the championship that is literally on you.
He was scared, JJ. He was scared.
So what happens when you are now signed up for a match with this man?
Well, we'll find out next week because it was made official later on in the show for the Intercontinental Championship. Rusev will challenge Dominik Mysterio next Monday on Raw.
And then he's going to ask for everybody's help that he avoided for literally the last month and a half to side with somebody that literally no-showed on his ass this week.
He's going to get Americano a first-class ticket to come back.
Yeah, he's going to get all three of them, all 3 or 4 or 5 or all of these motherfuckers to show up. And then he doesn't need the Judgment Day no more. Everything is all fun and games and fine until their fucking visas expire and then they can't travel again. And then he's stuck on his own.
Well, thank God they're not really Mexican. Io Sky approached Asuka and Kairi Sane backstage, but Asuka didn't want any advice from someone who lost. Asuka basically cut the conversation short right there. Kairi was in agony over all of this, but told Io that Asuka was the reason that they were there, and they had to listen to her. Then Io hears, Io and Kairi hear, Kairi! And Kairi, oh my God, this was the best laugh that I had the whole day yesterday. Is Kairi selling the sound of her name being yelled by Asuka like she got hit by a steel chair in the back? She sold it like she was Roman Reigns in the Shield breakup. Like she got hit in the chair, she went to her knees and just crawls over to come to Asuka. It was so hilarious. Kairi is owning this. She's been the funniest part of this whole program. I've loved her. Then we get
I just need to know what Asuka got on her. Like I'm dying to know what Asuka got on Kairi, because either she got like one of her family members like in a basement or something, or she's got like her fucking identity like in access that it could just be. This ain't no tradition.
It is.
Kairi
That's
unusually. She's unusually petrified of this woman.
The Joshi world, the mentors strike a lot of fear in their mentees and their proteges. That's how it was. They like sometimes to train people, they would hit you with kendo sticks. They have this mental control over their mentees, and that's what Asuka has on Kairi. I wish WWE would explain that a little bit more, but that's what I got.
Yeah, I would love to get some form of explanation, because as somebody that did not know that literally until 35 seconds ago, is wondering like, what does she have on this woman? Because this level of fear is not normal.
I'm here to help. Jackie Redmond was backstage with LA Knight. Redmond questioned what was taking too long. Was taking too long to get it out. So LA Knight says, "Damn, you're wordy." Knight said that Jey should be worried more about his own health instead of everybody else's, and Knight was only checking on Jey's well-being during WrestlePalooza in the matchup, but before he got pushed out the way and he got speared through a table. Knight wasn't trying to hurt Jey before, but he would tonight. BFT for your troubles. Jey might have brained himself on Saturday, but if he hadn't, Knight would do it for him with the BFT. This led to Jey Uso versus LA Knight. Yeah, one-on-one with each other here. Big ovation for both men here. Jey getting the big response for the Yeeton entrance, coming in the all black with white sneakers. Knight did his entrance, but he jumped down from the middle rope. Jey punched him before the match even begun. This is so unlike Jey Uso. Jey was all over Knight until Knight cut him off with a neck breaker. Jey avoided a baseball slide and clothesline Knight to regain control during the break. After the break, Knight scaled the ropes to bring Jey down with a superplex. They traded strikes until Knight ducked one and hit a reverse DVD, the burning hammer, for a 2 count. I was like, God damn, you busting out new moves here. All right, you about something tonight. Jey followed up later with a tope suicida and then a super kick in the ring for a 2 count. Knight responded with a DDT and then hits his signature step up flying elbow drop. He only gets a 2 count though. At that point, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed ran out to the ring. They get on the apron, but Knight fights them off at ringside. The referee just watched this all transpire as Knight re-enters the ring. He gets hit with an Uso spear. Jey runs to the top, hits the Uso splash. 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso picks up the win against LA Knight in what I thought was a very solid matchup. I thought these two guys went in there. They were very physical. They told a good story with Jey showing more of an edge, more aggression. They were into both men here and both worked and did their babyface comebacks. But you could tell that Jey was the one showing more of an edge, and then him winning due to the distraction furthered that as well. Post-match, you get Jimmy Uso comes out to join Jey on the stage. Jimmy thought that they should help Knight because he was about to get attacked by the Vision. Jey didn't care, so he left. Jimmy grabs a steel chair and sprints down to the ring. Jimmy invited the Bronze to step into the ring, but Heyman talked them down. And then it was announced that the Usos will face the Vision in a rematch from WrestlePalooza next Monday on Raw. Tornado tag team matchup. What did you think about Jey Uso versus LA Knight and the post-match with Jey walking out on LA and his brother?
No, the match was actually pretty good. And this is kind of what I was saying last week. Just stop fucking trying to have meetings with these motherfuckers and just let them throw hands. And that's exactly what happened. They got to throw hands. They still ain't probably settle shit because, after the match, LA Knight actually posted a little clip on Instagram, being pretty upset of Jey accepting the help of the Vision. So he wasn't too pleased with that at all. But he said he's going to do more than just talk about it. So clearly this is not over by any stretch of the imagination between himself and Jey Uso. And Jey Uso is consistent. He's not fucking with LA Knight. He ain't doing it. So I ain't mad at Jey. He ain't fucking with him. You can you do whatever you want. You a grown man. You do what you want. I am not fucking with him. He can get fucked up all I care. I don't give a shit. If it's you that end up getting fucked up, I might have to come back. I might have to spin the block. But that motherfucker, I don't care. Fuck him.
Jey is very much on his 2022 shit right now. He's on his if it ain't my family, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If you ain't family, I just don't.
He got that energy that he used to carry to Sami Zayn when he was trying to be the honorary Uso. He's like, you ain't family, bitch.
When he was his most interesting.
Yeah. I like this. I ain't mad at it.
I do like it. It's one of the interesting stories that's going on Raw right now. Then you get Becky Lynch. She is backstage with her husband, Seth freaking Rollins, ranting about how they lost at
at WrestlePalooza and how AJ Lee made her tap and that they cheated. And all the while, Seth is just in deep thought. He's not saying a damn word. He's just looking at the wristwatch that Cody gave him. Lynch ranted about Rhodes, about the Usos, about the fans. Becky then said that the fans don't understand what they want. I'm the greatest of all time. And it's not just me saying it. It's Sports Illustrated saying it. It's Bleacher Report saying it. It's ESPN saying it. I loved her. I loved her landing her promo and she just ranting. She hits her catchphrase like it's nothing. The fans were thieves trying to steal things that they built. So Lynch wanted to make an example. So she left. Rollins did not say a word this entire segment. We should also note this awesome sign was in the crowd last night. Thank you to whoever you are. Shout outs to you, Becky Lynch, best women's wrestler of all time. Quote from Sports Illustrated. Yes. Quote by me. Thank you. What did you think about this segment here that we got no follow-up to? It was so weird. I was like, what happened to Becky?
She's cooking.
Where's Becky? Where's Becky?
I love this segment. Like, I low-key love this. Like, Becky is trying to light a fire under this motherfucker because all this noise is apparently getting to Seth Rollins, but it's just making Becky mad. So, like I really enjoyed this. Let her hash out. Let her fucking lash out. Let her vent. Let her say her piece. You don't say a motherfucking word back to your wife. And that's exactly what happened. That man had no argument for her, as he should not have. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to fucking do something about this. I'm going to fucking make an example. And I just love the fact that she's in her own head because evidently she's the one that tapped out. So she's got to get past all of the additional words being said about now her probably going to get you tapped out chance next time she's on live TV. And so she's gotta cook something up, and she's not gonna be a friendly face to see next week. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, no, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed that.
This was a good character work by Becky. IYO then approaches Rhea Ripley backstage. Rhea, a grown adult, asks if they were allowed to be around each other. Sky wanted Rhea to cancel her match against Asuka. Rhea said that she was sick of Asuka's disrespect. Rhea hoped that they could beat the respect into each other like she did with IYO. So Sky says, fine. Before IYO could leave, though, Rhea told her to be careful around Asuka. IYO was offended by this comment. She said that Asuka was family and was the reason that she was there. She said that she could trust Asuka, but didn't know if she could trust Rhea. She would learn those words were a mistake. More on that in a bit. We got on a vignette aired, a video package for Los Americanos, trying to make it seem like they are a deeply rooted part of Lucha Libre history and a great Lucha Libre family. They use gross-looking AI for the video, which just kind of tapped me out of this segment, I'll be honest. Maxine Dupree was then asking Adam Pearce backstage for a match because she wanted to prove herself. Pearce told her to keep working until he finds someone. Then AJ Styles and Dragon Lee approached Pearce. Styles says that the Americanos were pissing him off and admitted to being a petty man. Dragon Lee wanted them in a tag match next week. Pearce said that he would talk to them so he knows who they are, I guess, and he signed them apparently because Styles told Pearce not to sign any more Americanos for a while. That was that. The Americano stuff, the vignettes, they need to just stop using the weird AI. It's just so obvious and comes off so weird for $1 billion company to use AI like that, and poor AI, like not even good AI that's
realistically, it's just bad.
Yeah, it's that whole thing was really terrible, especially that American on the fucking left. Like, my God, or whoever the fuck that fucking generic ass dude on that left picture was. I'm still not even convinced of who these fucking people are, but it's like, God damn, this is just awful. This is something no one wants to see. No one cares about this. But you know, they gonna continue to give you shit that you don't care about. But you know, I can't complain too much.
Did they kill this gimmick? I think they killed this gimmick. I watched this video package. I was like, I think they killed the gimmick.
But they nuked it. They've been nuked it. They've been nuked it when they put a fucking 6ix9ine motherfucker in a Grande costume.
Yeah, I feel like Ludwig has done well in the role, but I feel like that was the jumping point. When you put it on someone else, you could have done something with that, but you just did it in the totally wrong way, and it's totally killed the gimmick.
Like, they could have put somebody of similar stature, similar wrestling style. They could have done something to at least mimic what Chad was in the costume, because what he was able to do was completely diversify his style of wrestling to kind of come off as somebody trying to impersonate a luchador. This guy can't do it. Like, he literally can't do it. He literally fights like a heel American in a lucha mask in a Grande Americano outfit, and his matches are not good. So, yeah, they've been nuked it when they put that and stretched the character like 6-7 inches and took away all his athleticism.
I also think that too. What Padre Fincher says, he said they dropped it when they were more than one. Putting someone else to throw people off track was fine for me. I agree with that point. I don't agree with what JJ's saying. I'm fine with them putting the mask on someone else. I just think that the creative behind it failed it. I don't think that's the issue. I don't think putting it on someone else is the issue. It's the fact that you didn't have creative to then back that up. And he's adding more. Yeah, I think that's when I realized that this gimmick was dead, is when they added more Americanos.
I mean, that's for you to interpret too, but the wrestling style of Grande Americano severely dipped when they made this switch. This version is nowhere near.
To be fair, he barely wrestles. He's had like 3-4 matches,
and the matches aren't good.
Fair. I mean, he's not Chad Gable. Then we got our main event of the show was the singles grudge match. Rhea Ripley 1-on-1 with Asuka. The first time these two women are facing in a WWE ring since December of 2022. The announcers built this up like it was a PLE level matchup. They went to commercial break wrong fixture here. They went to a commercial break like a minute into the matchup, basically. Asuka was in control while targeting the leg of Rhea. She was trying to chop down the bigger competitor in this one and show her kind of veteran experience and her technical ability for keeping her on the mat. Rhea would come back with a clothesline, a thrust kick, and then a drop kick. Rhea would use her speed and her strength to her advantage. Asuka avoided a razor's edge and then drop kicked the leg out, then hit a sliding kick for a 2 count. Rhea responded with a big boot and then a cannonball off the apron before the second commercial break. Rhea maintained control through the commercial break, hits a superplex. They then got to their feet. They started trading strikes until Asuka applied a jackknife cover for 2. Rhea finally hits a thrust kick, the razor's edge, and then a shining wizard. She gets a 2 count of her own. Asuka went for an armbar, but Rhea managed to escape. Rhea missed a charge and then collided with the turnbuckle. Asuka followed with a kick to the head for a 2 count as the crowd chanted for Rhea. Asuka knocked Rhea out of the ring and then bounced her head off the announce table. Asuka then said to Kairi, "Kairi, go ahead." But Kairi did not, hesitated. So Asuka would get back in. She hits a German suplex. Asuka came off the top rope, but Rhea catches her in midair with a nice looking drop kick. We get "This is awesome" chants at that point. Asuka shouted orders to Kairi as she reluctantly jumped on the apron with her fist clinch. Kairi went for the back fist, but Rhea blocked it. Asuka went for the running hip attack, but hits Kairi instead. Rhea capitalizes, gets a small package. 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley picks up the victory here against Rhea Ripley. But post-match, Asuka immediately blows mist into Rhea's face after the matchup. Asuka commands Kairi to attack, so she did hesitantly. They then attacked Rhea until IYO Sky's music hits to a big pop. She quickly runs out to make the save. IYO settles Asuka down. Asuka was in tears as she hugs IYO. She's our friend. I'm sorry. Asuka then suddenly back fist IYO. We get the shock, a reaction from the fans as she hits the spinning back fist on her, and the fans start booing. Asuka then commanded Kairi to attack as well, and Kairi does it. Kairi attacks her best friend in the world, IYO Sky, just because Asuka asked her to. Asuka sees that Rhea is getting to her feet, so she knocks her down as well with a spinning heel kick. Asuka then held IYO as Kairi headed up to the top rope, and they hit their reverse DDT, insane elbow combination, and they stand tall over the two top baby faces in the Raw Women's Division. All of this was fucking great. This was the best match that I've seen on Monday Night Raw in months, it feels like. Feels like months. It's probably not been that long, but it feels like months. This Rhea and Asuka matchup was so fucking good. The crowd heat was into everything. They were rallying behind Rhea. They felt like they treated Asuka like she was already a top heel. And then these two women went out there. They just left it all in the ring, went over 17 minutes. Just great stuff from everybody involved. I hate that they always rely on the interference distraction finish. That's like my only nitpick of the matchup, but great matchup. Excellent work by both women. And then the post-match was really well done. They paid it off. It wasn't a big surprise heel turn, but it was one that's been built to very well and paid off as it was supposed to. On the show after the PLE, when most people are watching, it made sense to pull the trigger here. They got it done, and they set up a very intriguing tag team match for Crown Jewel. What did you think, Top Guy?
Everything about this was so refreshing. I'm telling you, I was in such a good mood, such a good spirit, watching everything that wasn't division, everything that wasn't the Usos, everything that wasn't LA Knight about this main event, and then the match slapped. Like that. To understand the type of frustration that I showed on last week's Rated Raw review after seeing the same thing over and over and over again, which is what turned a not so bad episode. I refuse to give it a thumbs up because of the repetitive nature of every week this show was fucking going on. So this was so beautiful. To have Rhea in the main event, to have Asuka in the main event, to have a banger of a match. And yes, as if it was all predictable, it was. And I don't care. I don't care. This was one of the best things they had going backstage interactions for the better part of a month and a half. And to see Kairi Sane attack IYO Sky was so heartbreaking, even though obviously you don't have to peel back the curtain. You just gotta live as a fan. And it was like, damn, bro, like you got her attacking her best friend,
like sister to her. She started wrestling with her. They were trainees together in the Stardom Dojo.
Like, and not only she made her attack her, she made her climb the top rope, and she made her hit an insane elbow on her best friend.
And power driver finisher's right. As she's crying, you can see her sniffling as she sets up.
Yeah, you see the every punch she threw. She wasn't even punching; she was just swinging in anger and sadness. Like she was almost like she's burying her dog or something. Like she just looked so hurt. Like doing it. It's like this is hurting her more than it's actually hurting Io. And the fact that, you know, when Io comes to, the emotional damage is going to be much more hurtful than the physical damage, which then showed later, like on, again, social media is a continuation of Monday Night Raw. You just see how hurt Io Sky was at the conclusion of all of this, like how she just dropped in Gorilla and she was just crying, and like you could, this was like this was a beautifully done, very tragic and sad occurrence to see a best friend just get destroyed by her best friend, and then the other one is just laughing at the entire thing. Like, this is so sinister. So, man. Isn't it great to talk about something that is not Division closing out the show?
Fantastic. This is the best story on Raw. I've said this for a couple of weeks now, and it certified it with this matchup and the post match here. So yeah. And for Chuck Berries who didn't watch Raw, this would be the part of Raw that I say you definitely need to watch. This was the most must-watch part of Monday Night Raw this week. But you tell us what you guys thought about Monday Night Raw this week. We do got no, did I already read this one? Yeah, I read that one already. Okay. I wanted to make sure I read all the super chat donations already. Final call for super chat donations. Let us know any final thoughts that you had on Monday Night Raw. And of course, for everybody else, let us know your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, your moment of the night. Whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give this week's show? For me and Top Guy JJ, for the September 22nd, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw, in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. It's been a long time since I said that. JJ, out of 10, what did you give the show?
Give your rating. The door is at me again. So just give your rating real quick.
I'm going to give this show a 7.5 out of 10. Very close to an 8 out of 10. I think that there's certain stuff like the Bayley stuff that I'm just unsure of how I feel about it. The vision still is not where I want it to be. The addition of Becky Lynch and the improvement that they've done on the presentation of the Braun Stars is very well done. And like I said earlier, I thought that this was the best that Seth has looked with Cody Rhodes, but there's not that cohesiveness, and they are not throughout the show as they need to be considered the number one faction of where they need to go. So I thought it was so with that. But the strong points of this show were really strong. Jey Uso and the storytelling that he was doing, his matchup with LA Knight was really good. Most of all, this show, the reason why it gets a thumbs up and 7.5 out of 10 is because everything on this show in the ring was good, at least good. And that's all I can ask for. If Monday Night Raw has everything, all the matches are good, and they have some so-so promos, or at least there's one other good promo or good angle on the show, then I'm here for it. And this had 2 good angles or promos on the show to go along with all the good wrestling. So definitely a 7.5 out of 10. JJ.
I'm going to give this show an 8.25. And the show was refreshing. It was a refreshing, so when you just can move shit around a little bit and everything is status quo, and you just see one episode, you've seen them all, and just the placement of the show is a little different, it can be such a refreshing feeling. And 1 point for the main event being Asuka and fucking Rhea. And then what happened at the end, like Becky was really good. even though she wasn't in the ring or doing anything that way. Jey Uso to me was fantastic. The Cody Seth exchange wasn't the worst, but it was, there's something there. So they're taking it somewhere, and you can see the story of the two of where they're going. So I like where they're going with that. The Bayley stuff was pretty cool. Even the fucking New Day had a good match on Monday Night Raw. Like what world are we living in? Like, the hell? Like, every match, as you pointed out, was good. Like, the Bayley and Roxanne match was pretty good. Like, so there was just little to dislike, really, about the show. So I'm gonna be a little higher because I don't have so many gripes about this show compared to other shows that I would have a ton of gripes on. So I'm gonna be a little higher. I'm gonna go 8.25.
That is all right. That is fair. That is fair. That is fair. I'm sorry. I tried to unmute myself and then it muted me again.
Oh my god.
But moment of the night before you run. Moment of the night.
My moment of the night was the best friend turning on the best friend.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's the Kabuki Warriors betraying IYO Sky. Yeah, that definitely is the moment of the night. MVP for the show, I'm gonna go with the Kabuki Warriors.
MVP, yeah, I gotta go that direction too. Gotta go, just the fact that this, even though she lost the match, she won the night.
Exactly.
So.
MVP and LV. MVP was the Kabuki Warriors. LVP, I would go with let's go with the New Day and Big G Langston.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go Big G Langston because he got a stupid name change that he doesn't deserve, and then he got dumped on his head from the top rope, and then he got cross-bodied into an apron.
He did though. And I think that's everything. I think so. Yeah. Final thing, the community tab poll that I put up before we went live here. Only 15 votes, so you can go on the community tab and change it if you like and vote on there. Right now, what did you think of last night's WWE Raw? 33%. There is a tie between 7 or 8 out of 10 or 5 or 6 out of 10. So it's a tie between those two ranges. So let us know.
The ones that probably gave it the 5 and 6, I can't be mad at you because you've been so numb to the bullshit week in and week out. It was kind of hard to see and digest something that might have been a little different. So that's a numb rating, and I can't be mad at you because you've gotten the same shit for 2 months in a row.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't go like 8 out of 10 because I think it is still the same format. They just made one switch. They didn't put the vision in the main event. And I know that's enough for most people, but it wasn't enough for me to go of the 8 threshold.
That's fine. That's fine. Oh, and then of course I gave extra to Bay and her moment.
Of course.
That would have been my moment of the night if the end didn't happen.
JJ, always appreciate you joining me on these Tuesdays. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media or when they will see you again.
On Instagram, you can find me at TrueHeal_Top Guy JJ, and on the YouTube channel, you can find me here. I should be here next Tuesday. Yeah, I should be here next Tuesday for Rated Raw Review. And as corrected twice, October 12th will be my appearance on True Hill Heat, not October 9th, like I've been lying to everybody for about 4 weeks now. October 12th, I own that. October 12th is my appearance on True Hill Heat, Sunday, October 12th. Because fucking 8 a.m., I'm definitely not seeing it live.
Nope. I know a lot of people ain't gonna watch it live because that's way too early. That is before they wake up on a weekend. But we'll see.
To have a rare Saturday off and to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning fresh and fucking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to watch wrestling. Nope, not happening.
Nope, not happening. But yes, you can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow me You'll find me there. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat, patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best way to support us when we are not live here. And check out our newest show, GOAT Match Series, where me and Jimmy Macaram are currently watching the trilogy from 1989 between Ric Flair and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Also, check out all the great content we got on the channel right now, including our flagship podcast, True Hill Heat 347, that had myself, Chrissy Love, and the True Jaw Josh talking all about this week in wrestling. Check out our AEW All Out 2025 review, and also check out our WWE WrestlePalooza 2025 review as well. But me and Top Guy JJ will be back to talk about Monday Night Raw next Tuesday. So join us live here for that. For Top Guy JJ, I will be back with you tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, with our NXT No Mercy preview, breaking down this Saturday's show and final predictions for that. So joining me there, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 86. Sky is falling. We are signing off until next time.